This expression of intensity, talking about life blossoming, there's a resentment for that life, for that cycle of life, death, and rebirth that was illustrated in the other trailer. Today I'm watching, reacting to, and breaking down the cinematic language of Golden Epic PV, Life Awakens from the Night, from Honkai Star Rail. We've enjoyed a lot of the Honkai videos so far, so we're going to break this down. We also already covered the companion character trailer video to this, so we're going to check this out and see how it relates. If you enjoy our time together, make sure to check out our other hoyoverse videos and other cinematic breakdowns. Alright guys, let's follow this now. We covered the other one.
You once wished to leave behind a snowflake for her.
Powerful frame there, I like that. Very nice. Reaching out, I beg of you, please. Whoa, that lasted for about half a second. Reaching out, I beg of you, please. Don't dwell in that fleeting moment between a touch and a farewell. Okay, very nice.
But your hands didn't know how to draw the shape of life.
Oh, wow.
Warmth lasts for but a moment.
I love the pedal imagery. So we come back to the video, the trailer, and it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing for Casterus. We have this pedal imagery melting away, which then became this, for me, it was a cycle of life, death, and rebirth, right? And kind of the metaphors for that. We have the petals here melting away, and it formed this egg in the other video. So now I think we're actually going backwards. This came before. Let's see how they lead up to that and set up that kind of thematic imagery.
For but a moment, but the cold is endless.
Wow, really nicely timed story where the cold as the breath comes out is almost like, you know, relatively simple execution, but very effective.
Like how your death-worshipping hometown now sleeps soundly in the blizzard of the long night.
Death-worshipping hometown. Gotta get the lore on that, guys.
Like how the ocean, haunted by trickery, stirred up stormy waves. The sky pierced blind by their lightning spear.
I love how it became sort of a story time, if you will, for the character as she starts to denote and talk about it. I think the, like your death-worshipping hometown, it was a little bit tell, don't show, so to speak. I think they could have shown that in a different way, but this is really good here. I like the story time.
The titans who suffocated the world will also eventually enter.
There was titans?
Death's embrace. You don't know why life blossoms.
Wow.
Only because the butterfly of the nether realm has already landed on the searching black tide.
What a imperious visage. Let's go back to that. I mean, look at it. What struck me here is this expression of intensity, talking about life blossoming. There's a resentment for that life, for that cycle of life, death, and rebirth that was illustrated in the other trailer. And there's the egg. Right?
On your fingertips.
There's resentment for it. It's really interesting.
Life blossoms. Only because the butterfly of the nether realm has already landed on the searching black tide.
Amazing.
On the bloodthirsty blade.
And we're using analogous colors here. The purples and pinks and subtle blues. Wow. It's interesting because it's an imagery that is like naturalistic with the petals and with things like that, but how it's presented with the extreme analogous colors, it almost gives it a futuristic feel, which we've been trained on by cyberpunk and that sort of genre of imagery. So it becomes really interesting when you look at it like that. Look at that. Wow. And then the veil melts away. As she says death, life, and death again, that cycle, it's a death veil, grieving imagery of wearing black that melts away. And
in the land of death, I dare not look at the garden of life.
So another thing I like about this is it's a very sort of poignant, slow pace and a reflective video and a story, whereas the other one is a lot more fast-paced, as if time is passing over and over again, sort of happening to her, and all the memories, all the weight of the people who've passed away, she's holding on to it. Here we have a reflective moment. It's like the opposite of the other video.
I fear that
very nice pace.
May be broken after they're made.
Ooh.
Tears may follow after a smile.
What a profound image representing loneliness.
An embrace. stayed in place and never had anything at all.
And we're talking about her sister too.
So, death is not the end.
Oh.
To walk toward that distant tomorrow.
Now whose voice?
Make a promise.
Whoa.
The flame chase journey won't end
Beautiful.
with my departure.
See you. We'll meet again on the shores of the West Wind.
Beautiful
I gained
music.
inspiration from death and should repay it in kind.
Looks like Zhongli.
Golden blood from death will not be shed.
The Titans. Lots of lore here.
Come with us.
I love it. It's the lone figure marching on. It's a human figure against the statuesque. You'll notice here, these figures are monumental. So this imagery is so interesting because the monumental figures, what does it make you feel? Well, look at the size of these figures, these mythical figures of the past, and she's tiny compared to them. They are monumental, which is the term we use for larger than life statues, and she feels so alone and so small compared to them. So it's a really great image.
Come with us. One day, just as we have testified for you.
I love the use of color. Again, like, you know, she still has that life within here, within her, that life that was melting away with the petals earlier, representing death. She still holds that within her. Whereas these are the people from the past who have moved on, who have passed away. They are relieved of that color, and they have this statuesque stone visage now.
Testify for yourself.
Wow. Nicely done. Yeah.
I wish I could be like all of you and embrace the world before death comes.
Wow. Look at the color exploding.
So that the souls of the world no longer weep, and the city bells
It's utopian.
never cease ringing.
Yeah. Wow.
Even if it's just once, I want to use these hands to give a wilted flower new life.
Isn't that the main character? Wow.
Even if the snow eventually melts, I hope you will leave behind a snowflake for me.
Now I love how the text melted away there before she read it all. That was really effective, leaving behind the snowflake. Very, very nice use of text there. And this last image is beautifully done. Again, essentially rebirth or some sort of resurrection happening here, which I believe is the main character of the game. You guys have to remind me, me having not played it yet. And all these different characters that she walks through time. I love, and this scene right here is an explosion. Like we talked about the naturalistic or unnatural, sort of like futuristic analogous colors, extreme analogous colors against the natural. And look at this. Explosion.
I wish.
And it's all real again. She's remembering them being alive. These people have passed away.
I could be like all
Isn't that
of
so
you.
nice? And I love how, if you'll notice, really, really cleverly, a lot of the characters are actually in the same poses that they were in the statues. So how cool is that? It's a really nice sort of
Embrace
detail
the
there.
world so that
Like, for example, there was the thief girl. See how she was running in that particular stance there?
you,
The thief
so
girl.
that the city bells
I love it. I absolutely love it. This was actually a standout shot too. I love this idea of the kind of descending. This is very evocative of the video that comes after it, the one that we watched, the trailer for Casterus. Yeah.
Even if it's just
But I love the imagery of her kind of holding this tiny, tiny idea, this inkling of peace or unloneliness, if you will.
once.
Because I think that's really strong, and it's her heart. What I really like too, and she's giving her heart to the main character, it appears, which is really cool, and I think maybe indicative of what's going to happen in the story. Lore Masters, did this already happen? Is this going to happen? But then I want to talk about one more image. I think my favorite in the video was actually this.
Broken after their mate
And it is this idea of the water's reflection. She goes to touch herself, right?
promises.
She goes to touch herself. And what she sees is a reflection of a person that maybe she could reach out to and touch. That's not a statue.
Be broken
When she realizes it's not real, she hugs herself in loneliness, and then she collapses in loneliness here. Thinking of the people that aren't there, they're fading away into the petals.
An embrace.
And she's going to actually kind of collapse here. Yeah, that's a really powerful moment. I think that might be my favorite in the video, along with the ending. I thought it was really good imagery. Again, analogous colors throughout until this one scene. Holding it back was really wise, because then this utopian imagery. I mean, look at this. Just splendid. There's butterflies. Butterflies are going to come back in the next video too. But there's butterflies everywhere. The sky is blue. She's finally not just limited to those extreme analogous purples and pinks and violets, and it's wonderful. Yeah, it's a view of the past. So anyways, I really like it. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know if you agree with my my analysis on this. I thought it was really well done, and I think I do like the trailer better though. That was a really cool video. I like the dancing at the end and stuff. I thought that was really powerful, and the sibling coming back, the twin sibling coming back. So I thought that was good. But if you enjoyed our time, make sure to subscribe and check out the other one that we did. I think it was 2 days ago, and we got more on the way. I'm catching up on hoyoverse, so let me know if there's any other ones I got to cover that I missed. You guys are the best. Talk to you soon.